Hello, it's Denise here from luckybitch.com, and today I'm talking about success habits that took me to a seven-figure business. I'm going to be really honest and open as usual, and I really hope you get some ahas out of today's video to take your income to the next level, whether it's six figures, seven figures, or beyond. Why not? Let's do it. Okay, so I knew that I wanted to create $1 million business pretty much forever. Even before I really had a business idea that I knew had longevity. In my 20s, I remember thinking, I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30. And it took me till 35, but hey, that's not too bad. And I really think there are some success habits that I cultivated that really helped me go to that level. But honestly, they are the same success habits that will take you from zero to earning your first couple of thousand in your business, from that to, earning six figures or beyond to seven figures. It really does help, because I think the very first thing is the basics work. That is one of the success habits, is knowing that you can just do the basics over and over again and not searching for the silver bullet solution, not always searching for somebody else's magic formula. Because really, I've created $1 million business from just doing the basics in business over and over and over again. The basics in marketing, making sure that I'm always constantly marketing and growing my business. I really don't know any advanced strategies that you don't know, or that you couldn't read from a book or glean from a course. I really just do the same stuff over and over again. And I think that is probably a success habit, because some people get really impatient with doing the basics, or they can't be bothered, or they think it's boring, or it's just like, oh, that's too hard to do a blog post every week. Yeah, it kind of is, but that is the consistent habit that has helped me create $1 million business. And it's still just the same stuff as I started out with 5-6 years ago, me in front of a camera talking to you. That's all it is. Don't feel like it has to be any more complicated. Yeah, you can get a slightly nicer set. And I really thought about this year too, like, do I get a really super fancy set? And it's like, I lost my microphone recently, and I was like, do I really want to wait and, not have videos for a couple of weeks while I wait for my new microphone? No, because the basics work. Make sure you have those basics in place. The second thing is related to that, and it's consistency. I am super consistent in my business. So you will get an email newsletter from me every single week. And I have done that for 6 years now. Probably even longer than that when I had my Raw Brides business. I sent out a new newsletter for Raw Brides. Some of you might have even received it. But that doesn't just happen by accident. That's a clear decision to be consistent in your business. And it's still the same amount of work as it was 6 years ago. And to date, I have, I think, probably 30,000 plus people on my newsletter list now. But the work is the same as to when there was just a couple of hundred people on my newsletter list. And that has grown through consistency, showing up every single week. And here's a tip here too. When I started out and I didn't have that many people on my list, I sent it out thinking, somebody is waiting for this information. Somebody really needs to hear this right now. And then, years later, people say, I wait for your newsletter to come in because I just, I listen to it every single week. I thought about that years before it even really happened. So that consistency is such an amazing habit for every entrepreneur. And it really is the meat of your business and how you're going to take it to the next level. The other part of that consistency is I haven't changed my business model all that much over the years. So I do see people sometimes, and they change every couple of months, they kind of change their focus, or they completely change their focus. And it's really confusing to your audience if, they don't know how they can rely on you. And you guys know, you watching now, you know that you can come to my website, you can read something on money, mindset, marketing. That's pretty much all I talk about. I don't try and go into other directions. That's not saying I haven't in the past. There are times in my business where I could have gone off into spin-offs, like Get Hitched Lucky Bitch, for example, which was my soulmate book and my Attracting a Soulmate course. I invested a lot of money into creating that book, and then I just went, what? This is not consistent with my brand. This is not how I want to be. So that brings me to my third point, which is simplicity. Be very, very simple in your business model and be very clear on how people can work with you, because that is going to grow your business to the next level. If you're trying to be too broad and you're trying to be everything to everyone, it doesn't really give you that clarity and focus that money likes. It's like, how to work with me. You can do my manifesting course. You can do my Lucky Bitch Money Bootcamp. You can't do my soulmate course because I killed it because it wasn't part of my simplistic, consistent brand. So, be really simple. The fourth tip, and this was a hard one for me, is to make smart decisions in your business. And to consciously make decisions in your business, not just when people say, hey, you should do this, and you go, oh, maybe I should. It's like, you know what? No, that doesn't fit with my brand. It doesn't fit with my energy, etc., etc. And I'll give you a perfect example of this. When I created my money tracking app, I realized that even though it was a cool thing to do, it really wasn't a project that I wanted to necessarily make into a big focus for me. So I decided to give it away for free rather than charging for it. And I did this for very, very strategic reasons. And I wrote about this as well. And then I had a whole bunch of people say, well, what about us Androiders? Why can't we get the app? And I was just like, I'm really sorry. I don't want to create that. Like, end of story. And people were like, well, are you going to do it in the future? And instead of going, well, maybe, or yeah, people want it, I just went, doesn't fit in with my strategy right now. I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen. And as I said, I've linked to that article where I explain more about that decision and why and how I make decisions like that. But that could be anything for you. That could be just making really conscious decisions about who you work with, who you partner with, what events you speak at, what Facebook groups you're a part of. And for me, just being deliberate about those decisions has really helped me cultivate that mindset of, no, I'm going to the next level. I'm going to the next level. I'm not going to be distracted by shiny objects or other people's opinions about what I should do. The next tip, and I've forgotten what number we're up to, is surrounding myself with like-minded women and women who also wanted to have a 7-figure business. So a couple of years ago, I was invited into a mastermind with somebody who was kind of a little bit ahead of me in business. And she wanted to create a group of women who wanted to go to 7 figures and beyond. And I have to say that doing that, surrounding yourself with people who are going where you want to go, is so important, because you start to believe it for yourself. You see other people do it. You hear about their real struggles and the real ways that they do that. But it comes back to my first point. You see that they are just normal people doing the basics over and over and over again. And a perfect example of this is I went to a conference of people who were, had big businesses. And one of the speakers is like a $10 million a year business. And he was like, okay, let me show you a strategy. And I was just like, I do that strategy already. And I was like, oh, this must be the basic bit. And then he's going to go into the advanced stuff. And he's like, and that's it. That's what I do. And that's when I realized, oh, wow, first of all, there aren't any advanced strategies, but also, to be in those situations, you see that people who are making the money that you aspire to make are just normal people like you, who are just following the basics. They're being super consistent. They're very simple in their business. They make very clear, conscious decisions about what they're going to do in their business. They're not trying to be everything to everyone. And they are surrounding themselves with people like that too. So that's a hugely powerful thing. 2 more points. One is realizing, why not me? And why not you? When you look at people whose businesses you aspire to have, sometimes you can put them on a pedestal and you think, well, it's all right for them. Like, they're really, whatever. I used to think, oh, well, she's just really skinny, so it's really easy for her to be successful in business because she's super skinny and I'm not. Ridiculous, weird. Or you might go, well, it's all right for that person, they've got a happy marriage. Or it's okay for that person, they don't have kids. Or it's okay for that person, they live in Hawaii. I would be successful if I lived in Hawaii. Whatever your excuses are, you have to really banish those and just think, oh, well, why not me? With all my skills and talents and all my insecurities and my flaws and whatever, you just think, well, why not? And realizing that you can be a role model for other people if you just get out of your own way and just go, hey, why not me? And then the last point that I want to say, and this is a success habit that has honestly helped me. It helped me get to 6 figures. It helped me get to 7 figures. And that is working on my money blocks all of the time. Now, you might think you get to a certain level of business and you don't have money blocks anymore. It's not true. It makes me laugh thinking about it, because me and my mastermind buddies, we're constantly working on ourselves. That's how we've become successful, is that mindset of there's always more to learn, there's always more to uncover about ourselves, and there's always more to improve. So I work on my money blocks all the time. I work on my recurring money blocks, things that have come up for me again and again. I work on new money blocks that come up when I hit a new stage in business. I constantly work on myself and have to deal with my own fears and insecurities all of the time. So it's a process of continuous learning and development. And if you are still new to the money blocks conversation, or think that you've hit a wall with working on your money blocks, guess what? You haven't. And if you haven't listened to my free money blocks audio, which I've recently revamped, so make sure you listen to it again, it's at luckybitch.com/blocks. And I talk about 7 common money blocks that women have in business. And again, you might think that's just for beginners, and it's not. Usually you have a money block and you have it for the rest of your business life, and you just have to work on it in different ways because it will come up again and again. So make sure you carve out a little bit of time today to listen to that free audio class. It's at luckybitch.com/blocks. And, really it's your time to take your business to the next level. It's your time. Why not you? It's your time, and you're totally ready for that next step. Hey, gorgeous lucky bee. Thanks for watching my video today. But if you need more Denise in your life, and who doesn't, then don't worry, I've got something extra special for you. I've just created a brand new Money Blocks workshop just for female entrepreneurs who want to work on their money mindset, because I've identified 7 main ways that entrepreneurs like you are blocking your income every day. Things like bartering, undercharging, and struggling with setting money boundaries. So you can sign up for this totally free money workshop at luckybitch.com/blocks and start unlocking everything holding you back from making money and creating the life of your dreams. Now, there's no fluff, just practical Virgo solutions and advice so you can clear those 7 pesky money blocks. You deserve to make great money in your business, and there has never been a better time like today to start clearing your money blocks. So sign up at luckybitch.com/blocks and start your clearing today.